Greetings, online students. I'm Diane Van Dusen, your Math 232 online professor, and I'm here to walk you through all the things you're going to need to know for your online statistics class. Okay? We're going to take a look at the syllabus and go over that together. We're also going to take a look at my website where many of your learning aids and information, lab assignments, etc. will be posted. And we're also going to go into my math lab, which is our online format, okay? As I mentioned in my emails to you, I do not use Blackboard to teach this online class, okay? So I'm very excited. Let's get started. Okay, so here is your course syllabus. We are section number, if you need this for anything in particular, we are section number 62239. Those of you, remember, who were waiting to add the class, I hope you've been checking your email because I already added you to the class. So remember the 3 days to pay thing, okay? And again, I'm Diane Van Dusen, your instructor. Since now you know what I look like, if you see me on campus, if you're ever on campus, please come up and introduce yourselves and say hi. Okay, I'd love to meet you in person. I'm not a very formal instructor. You can call me Diane if you wish. A lot of students call me Ms. V, but you know, professor, whatever is not really necessary for my intents and purposes. Okay. Here's my office phone number. You're welcome to leave me a phone message if you want to get in touch with me, and we can also do conferencing on the phone if you'd like to talk to me and can't come down to campus. My office is in 1031S. It's the 1000 building, which is behind 800. So if you walk into the 800 building, all the way through out either of the double doors in back and into the 1000 building behind, you can find me if you make a left and follow the hallway. I'm about the third door on your left. You are welcome any time, not just office hours, okay? Office hours, though, you will be guaranteed to find me there. Okay, here's my email address. I check my email several times a day, pretty consistently through the day. So issues involving anything about the class, anything at all, email is always a great way to get in touch. And please be sure to put a subject line on your email. Just say Joe from online class, or Math 232 online, or something like that. So I'll know who you are. Student emails are my highest priority, okay? In case you fax in a lab or another assignment, there's the fax number that you'll be sending that document to. Okay, I will be announcing my office hours and posting them on my website, so information is forthcoming. Just kind of depends on how my schedule shakes out. And this piece of information is really important. See that there's a lot of very specific terminologies, and I expect you to learn it and know it. You might do that by utilizing 3x5 cards, making yourself some flashcards, writing a word on the front, example on the back, or definition, or whatever. But please spend ample time learning the jargon, okay? You'll need to complete your homework assignments, of course. You need to participate in all of our online fun stuff, and you need to be timely. Remember, I'm not a mind reader. I try to give students the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, I really need you to communicate clearly and effectively with me. I'm going to be looking forward to hearing from you and hearing what you have to say. Okay? Student learning outcomes are what you need to know to be successful in the class. So to successfully complete Math 232, you need to show me that you can calculate, graph, and interpret descriptive statistics, that you can calculate probabilities using the fundamental properties of probability and probability distributions. And I know this probably sounds like a bunch of mishmash at this point, but you will learn the jargon. And you're going to analyze and interpret data using regression, confidence intervals, and hypothesis tests, which are three of our main analysis methods that we learn in STAT. Okay, so let's talk about expectations. I can attest, I actually took an online class this summer from my colleague Jessica Amato in anthropology, and it was a 6-week, 3-unit class, and man, it was a lot of work. And I found it very difficult for me personally to spend the time on the class that was necessary. So you've got to be self-motivated. You've got to be. It's very challenging to stay motivated and to stay on task when the rest of your family's in the other room, watching a fun movie and eating popcorn, and you want to go join them. Okay, so hang in there, and don't be too hard on yourself if this does not turn out to be the format that is right for you, because I certainly, could not do it long term. Okay. You're supposed to do all this stuff on your own. The homework, the quizzes, the tests, the weekly chats. All of this is going to be you're going to have to keep up with it on your own. Okay. I expect you to know how pretty much how to use a computer. The more comfortable you are with a computer, the easier you're going to have it. The less steep that learning curve is going to be. Okay. So you're expected to have proficient computer skills, and you need to have good, clear written communication. So when you do a posting on the discussion board, no text jargon, any of that. Okay. I really expect you to write complete, clear sentences, punctuation, capital letters, wow, the whole thing, okay? All right. And just because you run into computer issues, my advice for you is to have some kind of a backup somewhere, somehow. So if you run into issues, you can go right over to your best friend's house and use their computer, or you can come down to campus and use a computer in the new library. Or you can, grab your laptop and have a backup or whatever, okay? Your computer issues are not going to be any excuse for late or missed assignments, okay? If I don't hear from you for a couple of weeks, if I don't see any activity from you at all, I'll assume that you're done with class and I'll drop you, okay? If there's something going on in your world that I should know about and you don't want me to drop you, then communicate with me. Okay. Any kind of cheating, even though this is an online class, you're expected to know the students' rights and responsibilities, which is in the front of the NVC catalog, and no cheating will be tolerated. Okay, so grading. I grade pretty much on a percentage scale. So, you're 90% and above of the total points available, you'll get an A. 80 to 89, a B, etc. So you'll see in the My Stat Lab how or where you can access your grade at all times. So that's kind of nice. You always know what your percentage is. So your homework assignments are all in My Stat Lab, as is all of your assignments. You, of course, will complete them online. And each week I'll put up what homework will be due that Thursday at midnight. So homework assignments due Thursday at midnight, and technically 11:59, okay? So your lowest homework score is going to get dropped from your overall grade at the end of the class. And you can count on homework being about 25% of your overall grade, okay? Now the labs. The labs are for your proficiency in problem solving and statistical computation using technology. The data crunching tool that you'll use for the labs is in the My Math Lab, and we'll talk about that, okay? You'll have 6 50-point lab assignments during the whole semester, and so that's one about every 3 weeks, Okay, they're about 20% of your grade. And I have some approximate dates up there that you can put on your calendar, okay? Lab 5 is going to be due on this Wednesday because it's the day before Thanksgiving holiday, okay, as opposed to a Friday. So labs are due at 11:59 p.m. and not 1 minute after, okay? You can turn them in several ways. You can turn in a hard copy to my mailbox in the 1000 building that's right outside of my office. So that's one way you can do it. You can fax them as a PDF to this secretary. I guess it doesn't matter what format they are. PDF would probably be better. She'll make sure you have a cover sheet, okay? And she'll go ahead and print that out and throw it in my mailbox. Or you email them in PDF form to this email address, okay? Note, that is not my usual email address, okay? This is a lab-only email address, okay? Don't forget, and I'll put that on every lab assignment and remind you, okay? So that's my place for storing just lab assignments, all right? And when you email them, you must save them in PDF format. And remember, you email them to me, I throw them right in the trash can, okay? I will not forward them to the lab email for you. You need to do that yourself. So all of your StatCrunch work is going to be in a word processing format, okay? So you're going to have one like Word document or whatever word processing you use, and all of your work is going to be on there, including your written responses, okay? So you type in, you copy the stuff from StatCrunch into the word processing document. You type in your written responses, and you turn it in as one whole document. Okay, so you print it out and handwrite stuff on it and then scan it. No, that does not work for me. The whole thing has to be a word processing document. Okay. You only include in there what the assignment asks for, okay? You can be as terse as you want with your answers. I don't care. I don't want to, sort through, I don't need this incredibly long description of your answer. To the point, just fine. It's not a minimum amount of words, okay? Cover sheets, not necessary. It's not going to give you extra points, okay? If you turn the thing in as a hard copy, you must have it stapled or paper clipped. And you'll see there's staples and paper clips right outside the station there where my mailbox is. So that's kind of a no-brainer, okay? The graphs and stuff in the MyStatLab do not have to be printed in color or saved in color. Not a problem if they're black and white. And they're really easily shrinkable. They can be really gigantic. If you just you click on them to highlight them, grab the corner and shrink them down so they're not so gigantic, because they can take up a lot of paper, especially if you're turning the lab in as a hard copy. Okay, if you have any computer, software, or flash drive issues, I'm sorry, that will not justify a late lab. And you can work on your lab with other students, but you may not turn in an identical copy of someone else's lab. In other words, you format it, answer in your own words, blah, 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 okay? Okay, so every week we're going to have a chat assignment. So your homework is due on Thursday. Every week we'll have a chat assignment. And this is more like our discussion like our discussion in class would be. And there's some really cool things that come out of the chat assignment, some really cool examples, applications, and I think it really gives you guys so much more of a connection to the material. Okay, the chats every week are 20 points, and you'll be expected to post twice per week. So they're in MyStatLab under discussion board, and we'll take a look at that when we get over to MyMathLab. So every week what I'll do is randomly select 3 or 4 students and email them at the beginning of the week and say, okay, you've been randomly selected this week to supply this weekend's chat topic or chat material. The topic is blah, 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 blah. So then those 3 or 4 students who are selected will have until Friday night to post, and that counts as one of your posts for the week. And then you will need to do one other post to get full credit. Okay, so one post earns you 10 points, half of the credit. 2 posts, the full 20 points. Okay, but you're expected to go through and read what other students are posting, read the discussions, you learn a lot, read my responses, because sometimes stuff that's posted is way out there and not at all accurate, and so I'll say, wait a minute, remember that this means blah, 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 I think you're thinking about whatever. And I'll give a lot of hints as to, how you're supposed to be learning the material in that chat format. Okay. So your two postings are due by 11:59 on Sunday. Okay. So if you're selected that week, you need to post the materials by Friday. Then your other post would need to happen by 11:59 on Sunday. So when it's your turn to find the material, you can find it from the web. Most students do. You can scan a magazine or a journal or something, an application of where you work. But it should be something that you're interested in. Your postings, the material that you're posting, should not be anything like the textbook. I want to see a real, true application. Okay? I don't want it to be something like duplications of what we are in our book, like learning tools. None of that. None of that. I want to see stuff that's actually out there in the real world being applied and pertaining to that topic of the week. Okay? Okay, so quizzes and tests in the final. Okay, so you'll also have a 20-point timed quiz every week. They are available all of Friday and Saturday. So you finish your homework Thursday night, and then the quiz will be on the homework that you just turned in. And you'll have all of Friday and Saturday, so you'll have that 48-hour span to take your quiz. Okay, 48 hours. Isn't that the name of a television show, 48 Hours? Okay, 48 whole hours. All right. So you're in my math lab. It doesn't have enough like folders for your different types of work. So your quizzes and chats are all in one folder together. So together those count for about 35% of your grade. Okay, that's a big chunk. So you're going to want to make sure to keep up on that. You're going to have 100-point exams after chapters 3, 4, and 8. You're going to have 4 or 5 full working days to come to campus and take exams 1 and 3. So this is the times that you have to come to campus to take exams 1 and 3 and your final exam. Okay? Now, last semester I had a woman up in Angwin who found a proctor at PUC up there, and I verified the person through PUC, and I faxed her tests up there. So if you're elsewhere, if you live far away from campus and it's not practical for you to come to campus for your test, find some kind of a college or school near you and find someone there who is willing to proctor your exam, and get that information to me ASAP. Okay? And we'll get that all set up for you. Do not wait until the day before the test. That will not be a good idea. Okay. So you're going to take your tests on the Napa Valley College campus at the Testing and Tutoring Center, which is upstairs in the McCarthy Library. Okay? So your dates to take, and approximately, for your exams are listed. Okay? Exam 2, which covers Chapter 4, is going to be like a take-home exam. So I'm going to post it, you're going to do it at home, and then you're going to scan it and send it back to me, okay? For each test that you take on campus, you're allowed to bring an 8.5 by 11 sheet of notes and your TI calculator, which you will definitely want, and you want to be able to know how to use that thing because you will not have time to take the test otherwise, okay? And I'm not going to be a happy camper if you sit down to take your test and you're doing all the calculations by hand. Let the calculator do the calculations, okay? All right. Your calculator and calculator handouts that I have on my web page, and I'll show you that. If you need if you're sick that week or whatever, get in touch with me ASAP, all right? Your exams count for about 20% of your grade. All right. We have some really nice services on campus for learning disabilities. If you require an accommodation, if you do have diagnosed and documented learning disabilities, please let me know so that I can make accommodations for you, extra time on your quizzes and tests, etc. And if you feel like you may have a learning disability, please contact either the Office of Special Services or call the Counseling Center to make an appointment with a DSP&S counselor. Okay? Some important dates here on campus. Last day to add a class, Veterans Day, whatever. If you're taking an online, or a campus class as well as my online class, you may be interested in those dates. And the Math Center, which is in the 800 building, is a great resource for you to get tutoring support. Okay, Ann Cook, the instructional assistant there in the Math Center, took my statistics class online or face-to-face last semester, so she'll be able to help you with statistics stuff. There are also peer tutors in there that can help you. But you are welcome to come to my office any old time you want, okay? I have to post office hours because it's part of my job. Those hours I'm guaranteed to be in my office. But if you're on campus and you have a question, just come on by, and if I'm there, I will certainly be happy to help you. The times when I am in class and will not be available, okay? So not available, not applicable, not available, okay? 8:15 to 9:20. Why did I write 9 o'clock? I don't know. 9:20 Monday through Thursday. And let's see, 11 o'clock through 12:20. Also Monday through Thursday. Those times I'm in class. Okay? So you're guaranteed not to find me There we go. So those times you're guaranteed not to find me in my office, okay? So if you want to make an appointment to make sure that I'll be there when you come by, that's great. If you want to just stop by if you're around, that's great too. Please just let me know how I can help you because I am happy to help you. Okay? So let's leave our syllabus now and go to the web. All right. Let's take a look first at my web page, how to find my website. Okay, so the steps are on the first page of my syllabus. The easiest way to do this is go to napavalley.edu, okay? Just napavalley.edu, okay? There we go. Nope. All right. And you hit the employee directory. Okay, it's up there in the upper right-hand corner. Once you do that, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, because it's loading. Here we go. The easiest way to find me is then to find the V, click on the V, and you get all the instructors, unless you remember my name and want to type it in, but this is even easier. Click on the V, and let's see, come on. There we go. And there are all the instructors with V names. There I am. I'm the second row. Professor Math, blah, 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 visit. All right. And here's my web page. Okay. So I will have this online link for you over on the left. And here is the places that will hold all this wonderful, interesting stuff. Help for you. You can go to Course Compass directly from my website. There are PowerPoint lectures available from Michael Sullivan, who is the author of our text, and you can listen to him tell you stuff about the material. Okay. You can get help by Khan Academy. This guy is a really, really interesting guy who's put together this web page. Every one of these little links is a lesson. So he's got them in algebra. Look at all those examples. Arithmetic, banking, biology, blah, 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 blah. Calculus. So if you're taking other classes, you may also really like Khan Academy. He's got stuff for, there's geometry, chemistry, there's biology stuff in here, computer science, astronomy, all the way down. And then somewhere way down here, there's DiffyQ. There is statistics. Where's your statistics stuff? Khan. PQRS, SAT stuff. There's the statistics stuff. So if you want to see a little example on, say, in a different voice about, say, standard error of the mean, then you can have him walk you through an example. He's very intuitive, very smart, and okay, this may look kind of like a nightmare, but actually his stuff is very, very, very good. So I highly recommend that as a resource for you. Okay. Let's see, did this open a news page? It did. All right. Also, Wolfram Alpha has similar stuff for Stats Help. We're going to have something called the birthday problem. There's the math behind it, and some stuff that we'll use later on in the course. At the bottom of the page is all of my TI calculator handouts. Okay, so these handouts, if you're new to graphing calculators, here's a basics handout. Okay, oopsie, looks like I better do some work there, huh? Let's see, are any of them going to show up? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's good to know, though, that one isn't working. Okay, so shows you how to do box plots. It tells you, and first you enter the data in your calculator. You press these buttons, and that's what they look like to access the list editor. You type the data into an empty list. Okay, so, and these are meant to be for you guys to walk you through the steps of using the graphing calculator, because I know many of you are going to be new to that, okay, and I don't want you to feel intimidated. You can also bring any of these TI handouts to campus with you when you take your tests, okay? So you can see that there's your syllabus. So if you want to go back over the syllabus, or if you want to grab some details off of there it is, okay? So the other thing I'd like to show you is my math lab. So this is the location for our online class. To get to my math lab, the easiest thing to type in is Course Compass into Google. So if you go Course Compass, and of course this computer's been there a zillion times, it'll bring you back to this page. Okay, so remember that, Course Compass. All right? On this home page, on this, the For Students box down here, it tells you how to get started for the student. Okay, so this will walk you through all of the steps, and you can open this in a different tab and walk through this while you're, while you're actually signing into your class. Okay. Now, I think I mentioned in an email, but I'll go over it again, is if you have taken another class and had to drop for any reason or didn't pass, and you have a MyMathLab access code for the book Michael Sullivan's Fundamental of Statistics, 3rd edition, you can just switch sections into this class. You do not have to buy another book. And this link will show you how to do that. Okay? So you need an email address, you need a, let's see, you need an email address, you need a, either a credit card or a debit card or a PayPal account, or your code that you bought from the bookstore. Okay? And you also might want to look under the system requirements, and it'll tell you, depending on your operating system, what you need to download for the compatibility. All right? You also want to make sure and download Java. All right? Java. And I'll show you why in a bit. Okay. No, I don't want to close that, actually. I want to back up. Thank you. All right. Okay. So student support right there on the home page. How about if we say, I want to register as a new student. Here I go. Okay, now on the web page, or on my web page, in my syllabus, you'll see where I had that course ID information. It's my name in lowercase, VANDEUSEN, followed by these 5 numbers, 61937. Okay? That's going to find our or my online class that I set up for you. So you go, okay, and then it'll find it. There it is. Course, Math 232 Statistics Online. Okay, excellent, Professor. Me, okay, my email. Killer. Okay, so that's all good. Let's say we have the access code from the bookstore. Now, if you don't have an access code, then you go, I'm gonna go right ahead and buy my access as we speak. $80. I think you'll save a couple bucks going through MyMathLab as opposed to using the bookstore. I think theirs is 82-ish, and then tax. I don't know if this will charge you tax or not. Never thought about it. I kind of think it doesn't. And also, if you are waiting for some money to come in and need a temporary access, you'll click that button and set up your temporary account. Okay? So let's say I have an access code, and I happen to have one right here. And it's usually a bunch of nonsensical letters, words. Okay. This thing is pretty picky. Be sure that you type everything in exactly how it appears. Okay? Okay, so it like that. Licensing, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sure. I'm going to say, no, I don't have an account. Then you'll create your login name. Maybe I'll call myself Monkey on a Vine. So check availability. All right, that looks good. Password. Let's see, what do I want to do for password? Strength, good enough. All right. Okay, then you're going to put in all your personal information. Let's see, I'm going to call myself Laura Croft, Tomb Raider. I'm going to say my email address is probably want me to have a unique one, but let's see. Okay, select your country, easy enough. School zip code. Okay, so your school zip code is 94558. Okay, and then it'll come up. They want your school. Let's see, Napa Valley College. There we are. And security question, whatever. What is my account security hint? I don't know. Bubbles. I like Bubbles. Okay, maybe contact you, whatever. Okay, next. Okay, so now we have an account. All right, so here we are. You will come into the, hello Laura Croft. I'm now Laura Croft, I like that. Okay, so now we're in, you're in your little Pearson page, okay? You click on the actual name of the class to put you into the system, okay? And there's our home page, okay? I have a little announcement there. Oh, wow, that was from last semester, you think? We've got a lot of buttons here I want to talk to you about and how you see them as a student. And, oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to see the homework stuff I already did. Oh well, that's okay. So here we are at home. There's also some announcements there. Here's one that I put up last semester about how the author looks at qualitative and quantitative. You're going to want to pay attention to the announcements button, okay? Because that's important stuff that is coming up, stuff that's due that week, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so any changes in dates, whatever. So you need to be on that. Check it at least a couple times a week. Okay, here's your homework button. So that'll take you into the homework assignments. I have 3 sections posted. You click on a homework assignment to get started. Click on any question. You don't have to start with number 1. You can start with number 10 if you want. Doesn't matter. And here's the way the homework questions look in MyMathLab. Okay, so determine whether the variable is qualitative or quantitative. Okay, you're going to learn this. Time in hours that a light bulb lasts. That is actually a quantitative variable, okay? So you can check your answer, and when you do, oh my gosh, it even gives you a pat on the back. Isn't that nice? So you can do that, and then you want to save that exercise, okay? So when you see this little green arrow or little check mark out in front, it means that you've completed that question, you got it right, and you've saved it in the system. Now you're going to want to save every time you do a problem or two, because if you don't, and your computer, you know, if you get kicked off for any reason, or you know, your power or whatever, you're going to miss that question. So here's a question. Let's say I do this and I answer this and I check my answer and it says, sorry, that's not correct. Go back and review your definitions. You go, dang, okay, well maybe I'll go back to my textbook, which says forbidden. That's probably not good. I probably need to allow pop-ups or something. But when you click on the textbook, it will bring up the book right at the section where that information lives. So you can go back and review it. You can print it out if you wish. You can print out all of your your homework questions, you know, if they're like problems you have to work through and maybe you want to take them somewhere with you to work or whatever and work on them, you can print them out. But make sure that you still save the question, because if you don't, when you come back in, it'll be a different question, okay? You can also shoot me an email, and it'll say to your teacher, hey, I don't remember how to do this. Can you help? And then, you know, with hopefully some more information than that, then you go send, and that goes right to me. It'll send me a link. It'll come right back to this problem, and I can look at it and kind of troubleshoot and see where you went wrong and help you out. Okay. Now, if you got the problem wrong and you want to try a new problem, you go back. Let's see. Clear all, and in this particular problem there's only one right answer, so it's not going to let you generate a new problem. Let's say, okay, that's all right. Let's say I want to go try number 7. Let's see if the, okay, this is good. Okay, so determine whether the underlying value is a parameter or a statistic. Again, those are definitions that you're going to want to know. Okay, 18% of the governors of the 50 states were female. I think that is a parameter. Now let's say I said statistic. Check answer. Oh shoot, that's wrong. And it'll explain to you why. You only had 2 choices. Okay, it'll explain to you why. Now you can go back and say, okay, I want a similar exercise because I didn't get that one right. Determine whether the underlying value is a parameter or a statistic. Average score for the whole class of 28 students taking a midterm was 72. Okay, that was the whole class of 28, so I'm going to say that's a parameter. And then you can go, check answer. Oh, okay, now I got it right, and you can move on. Okay? You can see all these buttons over to the side. All right? You can ask the computer to help you solve this. When you click this button, help me solve this, the computer is going to solve this exact problem, and you're going to have to generate a new, different one to do for credit. If you click View an Example, it'll show you, walk you through defining that variable and getting that process down. Okay? So it'll show you how to it'll show you how to justify, rationalize that answer, and then you can go back and do the problem. You can also, I'm not sure if this computer I'm working on has all the appropriate downloads. Oh, it does. So here's the author of our book, Michael Sullivan, and you can watch a video of him to help you with that concept. Okay, so you have that available to you. Let's see if the textbook will come up. Forbidden. Okay, it's not wanting to open the textbook, but that's okay. It will on your computer when you get the correct downloads. And you can do this, Ask My Instructor or whatever. But again, once you answer a question, you make sure it's right, okay? Make sure you save that puppy. All right? And again, when you have these green check marks out in front, it'll tell you that you've gotten that problem correct. If you've gotten a problem incorrect, let's say that we save that and we go back. Wait a minute, didn't save. Okay, so let's say I choose something. I'm going to save it. Yes, I want to continue without checking my answer. Shoot. Okay, let's try a different one. Okay, so let's say I did this, and I check my answer, and it's wrong. but dang, I don't have time to finish it right now, so I'm going to save it and then go back to, darn it. I don't know why it's not saving it. Maybe because we haven't exited out of the homework, but you'll see a red X in front of the question if you answered the question incorrectly and you have to go back and change it. If the question has parts and you may see a green check mark / red X, noting that you got part of it right and you still have part to complete. Okay? So that's kind of how you operate the homework. All right. Note that questions, I don't think I have any questions in here right away with numerical answers, but when you do, if you have to put in a fraction or a square root or something like this, those little formats are all over on the left-hand side there for you. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to. Oh, you know what? Here it is. Whoops. Nope. Just kidding. All right. So here we are back at my math lab. All right. So that was homework. Quizzes and tests are where you will find your online quizzes. These are all pre and post tests that you can use to test your knowledge. So and they are not mandatory, they are completely optional. So let's say I want to say, am I ready to take a quiz or a test on Chapter 1? Let me check my knowledge. Okay. They also have a tutorial in here of how to enter your answers if you want that. Okay. I'm ready to start. So you can go through and take this pre-test and it'll tell you how ready you are to take the test. Okay. Which obviously I wasn't very ready. There's the red X's that I was telling you about. And go to results and it says, you're really weak, Laura Croft. You don't know what the heck you're talking about in Chapter 1. You need to review. And show overall score, progress, not so great. Hang on, let me exit out here. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right. So, okay, quizzes and tests. So that's where your quizzes and tests will live. I'll have dates on them so you know that those are your actual quizzes for the week. The grade book is what you were just seeing that has your overall score in it. Okay, so note that I opened that homework assignment. I did a couple problems. Now the computer is my math lab is going to take into consideration all of the questions in that section. Okay, so if there were 10 questions, I only answered half of them. It's going to show me that I did 50% of the assignment. Okay, so once you open a homework section, it takes those points available and puts them in your overall score. Okay, even if you did not even start the assignment. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, you can look at your progress overall. You can look at your progress for all assignments, maybe just your homework, just a certain chapter. You can single it out, your entire course to date, your past 2 weeks, past month, and then it'll show you your applicable score from there. Whatever. Okay. Okay, and it shows me, there's my section 1.1. It shows me how many correct, the percentage I got correct and the ratio of what I got correct. Okay, and it's going, for additions on where you need additional study, go to your study plan because that'll help you out. All right, good to know. All right, I think I want to, okay. Study plan, the very next button. So in study plan, you can go in and do some study questions, just some questions for each section, and test your knowledge on those particular topics if you think you're weak. And then once you do that, it's a little bit different than the pre and post test because you can click on show me what I need to study, and it'll say you haven't done real well on data collection. You better go back and study that because you didn't even finish that section. Okay, so it'll just give you the section that you need to work on. Okay, it's kind of neat. very helpful. Again, study plan, do you have to use it? No. Do you have to use the pre and post tests? No. Okay, ebook. I hope this will open up. Okay, so you click on ebook, and here is your entire book for this semester. Let's say we're in chapter 3 and we're going to section 3.3. You can watch a video presentation for that section of the book. You can look at the textbook section itself, or you can go to the exercise set, whatever you choose. Let's say we go into the textbook section. And this is kind of neat because it pops up with your textbook section. You can watch a video on an example or an objective in that section, and Michael Sullivan will talk you through it. If you have any problems or questions about the book whatsoever or any of the exercises, just let me know. And if I can't answer, I'll email Michael, because he's I've met him a few times. He's a very nice guy, loves to help students. He's very, very, very nice person. Okay. There's also this cool thing in here for when it shows you how to do an example problem in the book. Then it has this thing, you try it. So it'll take you into an example problem of what they just showed you how to do. So you can test your ability to do that particular problem. Okay, it's really, really, really cool. All right, so that's your ebook. Okay, StatCrunch is the data processing tool that you'll use to do your labs. Okay, so if you click on StatCrunch, if you don't get this kind of spreadsheet appearance, you need to download Java. You haven't remembered to download Java. If you just see gray right here, you'll need to go download Java. Okay. Over on the left-hand side is data from the chapter exercises. Sometimes I have you go in there and grab data and download it into StatCrunch. And there will be the data that you're working on. Okay, and we'll get into that more in the lab assignments. Okay, I really walk you through this stuff very, step by step in StatCrunch. But to get to StatCrunch, right there on your little buttons. Okay, Tools for Success give you some options of extra stuff you can use to study. There's the Student Solutions Manual for some of the exercises in the book if you want to use those to help you. There's some technology manuals for TI-84 and TI-83 graphing calculators. It'll show you it'll walk you through how to do a random sample, blah, 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 with the calculator, and it shows you all the buttons as well. So you've got that in addition to the stuff that I have to help you, okay? Oops, Tools for Success. All right. Graphing calculator resources. There's a tutorial and a manual for graphing calculator. So there's a lot of stuff in here to help you with that graphing calculator, okay? So just click around and play with it, all right? Data sets for the text using StatCrunch. You can also access StatCrunch there. Formula table card from your textbook. So this thing is usually in the insert in the textbook. You are not allowed to bring this to a test to take on campus, but you can use it for your own help while you're doing homework or whatever, online quizzes, whatever. And there are also Camtasia videos that Michael Sullivan, the author of the book, has created for you. Okay? So that is Tools for Success. Multimedia Library gives you some fun stuff that, again, is enrichment for the book. You can look at the video lectures for the book. Okay, here they are. Here's simple random sampling, and there's another way to access those videos. Okay. There is Let's see, let me deselect video lectures. There we go. So there's Camtasia lectures for the stuff in the book. There's PowerPoint slides. You can get PowerPoint slides if PowerPoint floats your boat. Look at that. Okay, so there's a PowerPoint on the first section or the first chapter. So that, if that's helpful to you, knock yourself out. Here's all the slides on the left. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. If you just, start clicking around and looking around, all kinds of stuff in here for you to use to help you. Okay. Okay, so that's Multimedia Library, the Pearson Tutor Center. The okay, come on. The publishers of our textbook and of My Math Lab also have a site to help you with homework problems. So you need to register to sign up for tutoring. They'll once they get your course information, they'll that verifies you as that you're taking a class as a student in My Math Lab. They'll set up an account for you. You can also call them 5 to midnight Eastern time. So remember, that is 3 hours later than us. The Tutor Support Center, you can go on and get in there. Their tutor support, math and statistics, there we go. Awesome, look at that. So it'll tell you how to get help there. Okay, so all of that stuff is the Pearson Tutor Center. Okay, here's the discussion board. All right, so the discussion board has our weekly chats. Right now, I have some formats set up. One is some resources to share. So if you found some supplementary materials that you think are valuable to your peers and you want to share them, you can go in here, add a new thread, and talk about this cool thing that you found. Post the link or whatever. Okay. If you have a homework question, specifically a homework question, you can go there. Open it up, say, I have a question, section 3.3. I'm having trouble with the standard deviation formula, blah, blah, blah. Does anyone have any suggestions? You submit. I'm not going to do that right now. But then I want you guys to go in there too and look at what other people are asking and see if you can help them. Okay? I would really like it if you're able to help your peers here. And here is our very first topic in our Math 232, our week 1. So for this week, I thought just to get ourselves comfortable with using the discussion board, we would talk about food. I love food. I love to eat, I love to cook, and I love food. So, subject, my faves. Okay, so you can go, has anyone tried Mini Mango? Have you guys tried this restaurant? Oh my God, it is the best Thai food ever. Whoops. Thai restaurant on, I think it's on Pearl Street. In downtown Napa. It's the bomb. All right, and I'm going to post, or say someone else wanted to add to that. They would open it up. They'd hit a reply, and then you can reply to that person's what do I want to say? Post. Okay? Really easy. Easy peasy. So get in there, click around, have fun. Okay, and you can get to my website right here from my math lab. So click there, there's Diane's website, boom, there you are. Okay? So, let's see. I've taken you through my math lab. Let's see, let's try to get my mug back up here. Okay, so I've walked you through my math lab, my website, and the syllabus. So hopefully that's a good start to get you going. If I missed anything, if I forgot anything, please just shoot me an email and we'll get you dialed in. Okay, so questions, anything I can do to help, again, just please talk to me. Okay, and if I forgot anything, I will send you an email. Usually do a mass email to keep in touch with you, or do a posting on the announcements in the my math lab. Okay, so until next time.